Autumn in a small town in North Carolina always carried a certain kind of magic. The slow fall of golden leaves, sunlit streets bathed in a gentle glow, and just enough chill in the air to make people want to hold hands a little longer. William Carter had lived there almost his entire life. Every morning, he woke up early, brewed a cup of black coffee, put on his worn-out coat, and drove to the nursing home at the end of the street. It wasn't his workplace. It was where Emma lived. Emma Carter, the woman he had loved for more than 50 years. William still remembered the first time he met her. It was the summer of 1968. He was 20 then, fresh out of his hometown, trying to find his place in the world. Emma worked at a small bookstore on Main Street, a place that always smelled faintly of old paper and coffee. She wasn't the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, but she had a smile that made everything around her slow down. William bought a book he never intended to read, just to have a reason to come back. Then he came back again and again. They fell in love in the simplest way. There were no grand confessions, no dramatic promises of forever. Just long walks under streetlights, quiet afternoons spent reading side by side, and silent handholds warm enough to chase away any fear. They got married 2 years later. A small wedding. Nothing extravagant, but full of laughter. Life wasn't always easy. William worked at a woodshop. Emma stayed at the bookstore. They weren't rich, but they were never without joy. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Evenings around the dinner table, simple vacations by the lake, bursts of laughter when Emma told her silly stories. Those moments became the pieces of a life that was ordinary, yet deeply complete. And then time passed. Emma's hair turned gray. She started forgetting small things. Where she put the keys, whether she had turned off the stove, what day it was. William smiled it off, thinking it was just part of getting older, until one day Emma called him Sir, as if they had never met. The doctor said it was Alzheimer's disease, a disease that doesn't hurt in the usual way, but is more cruel than anything else. It doesn't take a life all at once. It takes memories, piece by piece. At first, Emma still remembered him, just not clearly. She forgot recent things but held on to older memories. She still smiled when William told their story, still held his hand when they sat together, but then even those memories began to fade. Who are you? It was the question William feared the most, and eventually it came. From that day on, every morning followed the same routine. He came to the nursing home, sat beside Emma, and told their love story. "We met at a bookstore," he would say softly. "You were standing behind the counter, and I remember thinking I had never seen a smile so beautiful." Emma looked at him, her eyes empty as if searching for something, but unable to find it. Some days she listened, some days she grew impatient, and some days she didn't want him there at all. But William never gave up. He told the story every single day, like reading a novel he had memorized by heart. Every detail, every emotion, every moment. The nurses often watched him with a mix of admiration and quiet sorrow. "Don't you get tired?" one of them once asked. William just smiled. "If one day she remembers," he said, "I want to make sure I'm still here." Winter came, then spring, then another autumn returned. Time kept moving, no matter what. One afternoon, as pale golden sunlight slipped through the window, William was reading their story again. He had just reached the part about their wedding. Suddenly, Emma reached for his hand, not absent-mindedly, but firmly. "William?" He froze. His heart stopped. "Is it really you?" Her voice trembled, but her eyes were no longer empty. They were full of feeling. William couldn't speak. He simply nodded, his vision blurred with tears. Emma smiled. That same smile he had fallen in love with more than half a century ago. "I remember," she whispered. The moment didn't last long, just a few minutes, maybe only seconds, but to William, it was a lifetime. Then Emma's eyes drifted again. She let go of his hand. "Who are you?" she asked. William took a deep breath and smiled, a gentle, familiar smile.